still have the screenplay. I'm just kidding. My name is Jason, 3 Geeks Podcast, joined by Max, Dan, Mike, and Rondell. Wait, that's not Rondell. That's Mr. Ben, our buddy from way back. Me and Dan used to work with Ben, and Philip and I and Ben had talked about doing a podcast so long ago, and we've been trying to get Ben on this show since we started it. Schedules finally decided to work out. Meaning Ben came out from under a rock and texted me the other day to congratulate me on something, and that was awesome. Thanks, Ben, for coming on tonight. There's a lot to talk about. You can check out Mike's YouTube channel, which I want to talk to Mike about for a second, at www.youtube.com/MikeMcGTV. Mike, you did a lot of uploading this week. What you got on your channel right now?
Basically all the Wizard World stuff from last weekend that I did with you guys. I got highlights from our Sunday panel up there. I've got the Jason Mewes panel up there where Max, Chris, and I got to ask some questions, and that was pretty cool. Got some interviews with some of the vendors that were on the floor, thanks to Dan. And just a random highlights reel of some random stuff that happened. So that's what's up there right now. I will get around to eventually putting out my Suicide Squad video at some point tonight. It's just been a rough weekend, so hopefully there'll be more awesome stuff on the way.
Yeah, what a good weekend. I watched Cabin in the Woods Friday night, and has everybody seen that?
Is that the one where they're like making the horror movie stuff happen because like they have to sacrifice stuff to Cthulhu or else the world ends?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a spoiler, isn't it?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
4 years old.
Well, if you haven't seen it, there you go.
I was like, come on now. If you haven't seen it, it's been out for a while. It's not like the movie came out this year.
But anyway, my kids wanted to watch something scary, and I am one of those guys that I like horror films, but I like to watch something that's different, so I made them watch something that was different. I'm actually shocked that they all enjoyed it, but I love Cabin in the Woods. It's a quirky spin on the horror genre and the way the story is told. It's got a lot of elements of comedy, and as we're watching, the kids are like, this isn't scary, but when the horror starts to actually kick in a little bit, there's a lot of jumping going on in my living room. But Dan, Ben, you guys seen that?
Oh, yeah. The best part is when Thor hits the invisible wall.
Yeah, it was, and then tumbles all the way down. That was good.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, I love the crap out of that movie. I love how it separates itself into two distinct parts. Like the first part is almost straight horror, like horror cliches all over the place, until you get to the point where they, assuming everyone's seen it since, like Mike said, it's 4 years old, until they get to the point where the monsters just come out and start going rampant all over the place. It's like a total tonal shift, and it just makes the movie so much more awesome and creative just because it's something completely different. Like that whole tonal shift in the second half is just amazing. But yes, I liked it.
Mike, you seen Cabin in the Woods? Your thoughts real quick? I know this is kind of an impromptu discussion.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's fun. I do like the kind of twists on it that it takes with regards to horror genre and tropes in the genre. The only thing I don't enjoy about it is the people who live at the end and the decision they make. I'm kind of like, I'm fine with the ending of it, but I'm just like, man, these two suck. I kind of wish someone else had survived as opposed to the ones who did. So that's about the only thing I have a quibble with it. But yeah, that was Drew Goddard who directed it, right? Or he co-wrote it with Joss Whedon, and then he directed it. It was like one of his first big picture directing gigs, I think.
Mm-hmm, and it sat on a shelf for like a year before it was released because they wanted to wait for a better time, I guess. But yeah, I like the ending of this movie, and it's kind of, I was watching Joss talk about it, and it's kind of a different spin in the sense that the kids actually end up being the ones who are the bad guys at the end because they're the ones who let the world end. Mm-hmm. So if you want to look at it through those eyes, and one of the reasons Whedon allowed the world to end at the end was because he didn't want a sequel made to this movie at all. So you can't make a sequel if everything is destroyed at the end, right?
You can do it in space.
And my favorite part of the movie is the guy that's obsessed with the merman getting killed by a merman. That is really good. But Yeah.
Jason, I think the politically correct term is C person. We don't want to upset anybody.
Oh, C person. I'm sorry. Sorry. They're actually remaking Splash with him, our man.
What's Aquaman gonna do? Come on.
But
Person.
I know that Mike's doing a review on this, so if you want to give some quick thoughts in on it too. But Max and Ben are going to quickly discuss their thoughts on Suicide Squad. Max, take us into this movie. What did you think? How was it?
Are we doing like spoilers at all? Or
No, dude.
no
Spoiler. Yeah, spoiler
Okay.
light. I'll let you and Christy come on here and scream at each other later and review it.
I can't do a podcast. It'll just be bad. We'll get a lot of hate mail over it. Anyway,
Kind of the point, man.
no, but not the fun kind.
Oh.
Anyway, the Suicide Squad. I thought it was an alright movie. You know, it seemed a little. I want to say kind of generic. It's sort of it's a little bit of paint by numbers team action movie. I felt like again they were kind of hurt by the fact that they're bringing this whole ensemble together. You know, and they got to give you all their little backstories without like. But I don't know. Like I guess they could have done like a Harley Quinn and Joker movie. Beforehand to prep for this one, but that's I don't know what
a whole lot of movies to get to one point, though.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how they would have done it with this one to build it up, and they're just playing off of the fact that Guardians of the Galaxy did so well, and it feels a lot like Guardians of the Galaxy.
See, I didn't get that at all.
You didn't?
Like, I mean, with Suicide Squad, you get the feeling that these are criminals for a reason. I mean, they really go into some of their backstories a lot, and these are hardcore criminals, which kind of the thing that surprised me the most is Will Smith. Because knowing Will Smith and his history and the roles he chooses, this isn't the most PC or positive role model kind of role that he usually takes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, but Deadshot in this is a villain, period. He is an assassin for hire. He does kill people. And that's complete opposite of what I'm used to Will Smith seeing. Which was what was awesome.
But I had fun though. I liked it. It was a solid flick. There's no like outstanding terrible job. Like nobody like ruins the movie. And yeah, it's definitely worth watching for sure. So go check it out.
I heard they had 2 cuts of this movie in May, and then fan reaction was split, so they melded the 2 cuts together to make one movie. So we'll see if we ever see the David Ayer story. But David Ayer is not doing the Josh Trank thing where he's bashing the studios. He's just like, yeah, we had 2 films, we worked some stuff out, and we kind of pushed them together.
At the end of this one, though, there was a solid movie with a story and action in it. At the end of Josh Trank's experience, there was just, that. And, there's no... if I'm David Ayer, I'm going to feel much better than Josh Trank, at the end of the day, just because, if it's the studio's fault, if Josh Trank is right and it's all the studio's fault, they've ruined his fucking movie. Versus David Ayer, who's got this, solid summer flick. So, he's got a lot to feel good about versus poor Josh Trank, who has the Fantastic Four movie.
But we did get one of our favorite side topics out of that. So
I mean, yeah, but I would trade not knowing what Reed Richards did. I would trade the mystery of the things Johnson for a good movie.
Where did it go, Ben?
Wait, what? This isn't a conversation I want to be a part of.
Max,
talking about Suicide Squad.
Quickly explain to Ben the story about the thing.
No, okay. I got the gist of it.
Did you see the Fantastic Four movie?
Yes, I have.
You saw, and the thing is naked the whole time. He's a thing, and he does not have a dick. There's no dick there.
All right, so
and nobody says anything
junk.
about it.
It's just a glorified Ken doll with rocks.
But I mean, I'm just saying, to be fair, if you were turned into a giant rock and that was missing, that would be the only thing on your mind for like a month.
You're like that, like double entendre, that should be the one rock that is there, like.
You could start a whole other thing about superhero movies and junk products, like Superman's junk in the Lois Lane.
This is an ongoing subject.
Well, haven't they started this in Watchmen? I mean, really? Because they just draw your attention to it. So now you have to ask every other superhero.
Hey man, where's your junk?
I mean, or just answer a few rudimentary questions about your man mess down there.
I'm just saying they should have the whole movie with a blurred out little part there where it's junk.
No, dude, they should look. If you're gonna put pants on the thing, then put pants on the thing, and we'll just wonder about what we'll just assume that the junk is in there.
I'm just saying we should have like a 30-second throwaway line with like the thing asking Reed like, "What the hell, man?"
Maybe it retracts like a turtle.
All right, we're gonna.
Is that what they're going with? Is that how you want to do?
Sure.
Is it like when
everything?
When he gets like excited, does this like build up itself like a little
orange rocket?
But actually, this is the most in-depth this conversation has ever gone, Ben.
I had nothing to do with this. You guys started
it's all
brought
you,
it
I
up.
think. You take this to new areas and look about the thing's dick.
All right, hey Mike, your thoughts? Just really, really quick, kind of a preview for your future vlog on your channel. Just quick, what were your thoughts on it?
I had a good time at it. It's got problems, but I'm willing to look past them because at least I like this way more than Batman v Superman because at least I gave a shit what was going on. At least it was fun. At least it had a sense of fun about it. Just a couple of things off the top of my head. The DC movies are proving to be extremely ADD with their editing. It's kind of weird that that's becoming the staple of these movies, and I'm kind of wondering if that's going to stick around throughout all of them. Is just really weird pacing because there's stuff in the story especially that doesn't gel so well. It could have benefited from actually being an R-rated movie, like because for the amount of times Will Smith says shit in this movie, it should have been R-rated, and with this kind of idea and these characters, you can afford to get a little bit dirtier and grimier than your typical PG-13 superhero flick. But that's probably what the extended David Ayer edition will probably be like, where that's going to be 3 fucking hours long.
I think I'd feel better about watching the 3-hour version of this one, though.
Yeah. It needed a better villain. Pretty much. I mean, that whole plot, I just couldn't care about that plot, and that villain just didn't really work for me, especially when you got a more interesting villain who shows up for like 8 minutes of the movie, and you're like, why can't I see a movie about this character instead? But hopefully we'll get that. But other than that, it was still fun. I still had a good time with it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it, and I've been watching interviews with Jared Leto and a bunch of the other cast, and Jared Leto says that there is an R-rated and NC-17 Joker movie that was cut out of Suicide Squad. Like he said, he filmed so much stuff that didn't make the final cut of the movie, and I'm wondering if it's because of the PG-13.
I don't really know what to make of his Joker, honestly, because we don't see enough of it for me to formulate a solid opinion on whether it was good or not. He's doing weird shit, but it's just like, okay, and he pops in and out here and there, and so it's just really a glorified cameo than anything else. And he gets second billing in this movie, and he's only like in 10 minutes of the movie, so it's weird.
Yeah, how did you feel about Joker? Yay, nay?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to have an opinion, to be honest with you, because like Mike was saying, he's literally in and out quicker than you can blink. Overall, it was good, but I can't really say it was great. It wasn't horrible. It's just
Yeah. I don't think I can add anything.
I heard his Joker's very Cesar Romano. Is that true?
Romero.
Yeah. Not Romano, Jesus. Romero. Sorry.
Deborah! Ah! Harley, I live in Queens! Everybody loves Joker.
That's
I will
funny.
say the Joker Harley Quinn relationship, it's not really my preferred thing. He's a little too affectionate to Harley Quinn in this movie, but they had good chemistry. I dug when they were on screen together, even though I'm kind of like, Joker wouldn't be this puppy love about Harley, really.
I agree and disagree. I think that it was, it reminded me of the cartoon where, like sometimes he really would sell it to her, like he would do the right thing, like in their way. But then other times, he's like slapping her around and stuff.
Her fantasy about her perfect life, Jared Leto was actually more terrifying without his makeup on in that scene.
Right.
I'm like, if I was that baby, I'd be bawling my eyes out if Jared Leto, looking like Patrick Bateman, came up to me.
Here's my business card.
We got some news topics. We are going to announce the winner of a $100 Visa gift card giveaway later on in the show, but right now, some hashtag schmuck that seems to be popular right now has got a petition going around the internet to shut down Rotten Tomatoes for giving Suicide Squad a bad review. We're going to discuss this because, one, Rotten Tomatoes does not review anything, and two, I think this person is missing the point of a critic, and three, there's a lot of grammar errors in this petition, so if you're going to go after somebody, you might want to get an editor, I'm just saying. But one, a reviewer isn't there to tell you not to see a movie. It's there to give their thoughts, and if you read a lot of the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, whether negative or positive, all of the reviewers tend to think that this is a fun movie. So if you take 5 seconds and actually read the reviews, but some people, the fun isn't enough. The fun can't get you past that fresh, or it can't, because it's a pass-fail on Rotten Tomatoes. There is no gray area. If it's over 6, it's positive. If it's under 6, it's negative, and it's silly to want to shut down somebody's opinion because it differs from you. And most of the guys on the internet bitching about the critics haven't even seen Suicide Squad yet to know what their opinion on the movie is. It's stupid, Max.
Yeah, that's absolutely absurd. I mean, it's well, you can disagree. Like Dan and I disagree a lot. But that doesn't mean that I want to ban Dan from the banish Dan from the internet and talking to me forever just because, I can't believe your opinion's not the same as mine. This is absolutely absurd. This is barely news. It's like, wow, dude, really? And then I guess people signed it also, so, you get a wow, dude, really also, all you people who signed the petition, it's, some people liked the movie, some people didn't. Go see the movie for yourself and form your own opinion. How about that? That's all I got to say.
The point of a critic is to pick a few critics that you trust. You read their opinion. It kind of sets standards. It sets your standards going into the film. So if you have a bunch of critics that seem to be on the same page as you, read the review, and if you go see it. But at least it kind of will help manage your expectations a little bit. At least that's what I use them for. But Dan?
Yeah, just basically find a critic you like. I always liked Roger Ebert, because even if he didn't like the movies that I do, at least he gave reasons why. I love the Hellraiser movies. He called the second one the worst piece of shit he's ever seen, but it's still pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, what you should do is take this petition and wipe the Rotten Tomatoes off of it, and just petition DC to make better movies, and then they get better critical reviews, and then you'd all be happy. They could have taken that Batman v Superman movie and made the 3 movies it was supposed to be. That's all. Ben?
Wow, strong words. Hate to be the one that rocks the boat, but I pretty much agree with everything you just said. Basically, a lot of people have this misconception that critics equal box office, which isn't true. Usually, the initial box office, first weekend, is driven by marketing and just overall awareness of the film. People who are going to go see it opening weekend are going to go see it no matter what the reviews are. That has no bearing on the opening weekend. What does have bearing on how much the movie holds up and how much it makes overall is how well general audiences like it. like those initial people that go see it over the weekend, if they like it, they tell their friends, they tell their other friends, it's going to hold up well, it's going to make more money, bottom line, no matter what the reviews are. So people take these reviews a little too seriously, well, whoever's trying to shut down Rotten Tomatoes, and they just don't understand the concept of critics and their role in this whole thing. So if you did take down Rotten Tomatoes, it's still not going to stop a movie from bombing.
And it's actually doing really well.
It is one of the highest in August.
Highest August opening weekend so far.
Yeah, I mean, like, this guy's crying about the critics, and it's like, everyone's still going to go see the movie. Like, it's not even in any danger. You know, like Batman v Superman had a great opening weekend and then just dropped right off afterwards. So, like, I mean, I guess you could be worrying about that, but, like, you know.
Yeah, and that really didn't have much to do with critic reaction. It was just audience reaction.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when you make a crappy movie, people.
I didn't say it was crappy. It's just that it didn't connect with the vast majority of audiences. I didn't say it was crappy. I liked the movie a lot.
Do you like
One of
that
my-
movie, Superman?
I absolutely love that movie.
Really?
Now,
I've
are
seen
you
it
sure?
like a
Are you
million
sure
and
you
two
like the
times.
movie, or you didn't just?
Am
like
I
parts
sure
of
I like the movie?
Well,
Wait,
Okay.
hold on.
I mean-
Hold on. Let's stop. This is what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for somebody to come on our podcast that we can actually talk to about this
What
intelligently.
did you like about the movie?
What I liked about the movie is probably what everyone else hates about the movie is Superman. Because Berger will tell you, I hated Superman for the longest time. And ever since Zack Snyder took over, I have loved what he did with Man of Steel. And
I love that
loved
too.
his Superman
I
in
like
this
Man of
movie.
Steel.
I like his dark, contemplative Superman who has to atone, who has to react to what is going on around him because of him. There are things that are happening, put in play, that Superman is directly responsible for. There's fallout. There's all sorts of other things going on in this movie. And, of course, you know, Batman himself, because Batman's always awesome. And I thought Bruce Wayne / Batman was done excellently by Affleck this time around. And, of course, what can you say about Wonder Woman? Even though she was in it for 2 seconds, those were two of the most awesome seconds on screen. And I really, especially after watching it a couple times, and especially with the extended cut, I really don't have too many issues with this movie. The only thing I really had an issue with was all the dream sequences. Those kind of annoy the crap out of me. But other than that, those are the only negative things I have to say about it.
I really liked the movie up till the Martha high five. Like, even especially in the ultimate cut, I liked the ultimate cut even more up until that point. I think that they got a really good movie going, and then it hits that Martha moment for me, and then it kind of gets turned into a mess a little bit because, you know, we're shoehorning Doomsday in, and then Superman's death, which Superman's death is one of my favorite comic books storylines of all time,
Yeah,
and then
fuck
it takes
Superman.
place in like 10 minutes. So that's my beef with the movie, is everything post Martha, especially in the ultimate cut. I love everything leading up to it.
See, I don't get all the hate for this Martha thing everyone keeps talking about.
Really?
What's the
I hate
issue
it.
you guys have with it?
Because they're like gonna kill each other, and then
Yeah.
he finds out that the dude's name is Martha, and then they high five.
And
Okay, do you realize how powerful a mother's love is to a son?
Okay.
If you hear your mother's name in the middle of doing something stupid, you think you're not going to stop?
Okay, now my whole problem is this Batman. This isn't the Batman who has just now come to grips with taking somebody out. This isn't the Batman who is worried about who he's going to be after he kills this person.
We all love Batman in this movie.
Batman is one of the best parts of the movie. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying that the Batman that they showed us, no mercy. There's not one fuck to be given in this man.
Of course
And
not.
so
that is the whole point.
when he knocks down Superman, and it's just like, I got the spear, it's coming down. Like, he's gonna kill him already. What's all this? Okay. Oh, they're gonna kill Martha. Oh, wait a minute, what did you say? No, I don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. And it's weak sauce anyway.
That is not weak sauce.
It's
I'm
weak
telling
sauce. It's complete and total weak sauce.
I want to thank Ben, because that was a really good defense of that movie, I'd have to say.
I will
Weak sauce.
defend this movie
It's not
all
bad.
day and all night long.
We've been waiting, man. At Comic-Con, we were asking people, because we've been waiting for somebody to come on here, because I know there's people out there that think the movie is brilliant. And you gave a really good reason, I think. So thank you for
I'm
that.
gonna write a petition to ban you from talking about your Batman versus Superman liking.
I mean, like the darker Superman, I liked his Man of Steel, but I'm like this guy can have some enjoyment in rescuing people. You know, like he can have some enjoyment in being so awesome. But he just saved his whole family from death. Life sucks.
I've got all these shitty powers.
Saying
What the
life
hell?
sucks.
I literally just flew across the planet.
No,
Life
he's saying
fucking
life
terrible.
sucks, and he's all distraught about it, not because he saved some family, but because of what happens because he saved some family, and how everyone else is reacting to, like, okay, well, Superman saved your family, why didn't he save this other family? So no matter how good he does at something, he's always getting something else thrown on top of it.
I understand, but like, I understand the weight of the hero, and like I need to sleep also, so it kind of sucks that I can't be doing this 24/7, so that I can't save everybody. And I get that, and that is something that they should do a good job of Superman carrying. But also, you flew across the whole planet.
And you saved half of those people.
Yes.
So, they're all smiley and like, yay, thanks,
How many of
Superman, you
them-
saved my kitten.
And it's okay to feel a little bit good about yourself when you stop a tsunami from killing 10
that is
million
the
people.
thing. That is the pathos of Superman that no one has gotten right until now. He wants to save literally everyone. And when you realize you can't save everyone, no matter how many people you do save, it's that one that you can't save that's always going to bug you.
And that's why I thought the Senate building scene would have had much more weight if he wasn't so fucking mopey the whole time.
Or if it
That
had
was a
any
great
repercussion after that.
Because
Because they totally dropped that shit.
I mean, like, there's a line in the movie.
Bam, they're dead.
They're like, no one believes in Superman, but we haven't seen him. No, it's just I thought that he was just way too. I mean, because like when you're carrying the capsule from the rocket, the whole thing exploded. You're carrying the capsule full of people out. Those people are fucking alive. There's no one not saved in that scenario. All the people live.
Well, the other people in the other rocket at the same time that blew up because he was carrying that rocket.
No, come on.
But with this Superman's luck, I mean, the
This
the
is fun to
detritus from
watch.
that rocket would just like fall on people. like there's like some poor kid having a bar mitzvah, and like somebody else's birthday party. There's a wedding in the church like 30 feet away. This is bam! Oh God!
But I saved the people in this capsule.
Yeah.
What was our topic again? Oh yeah,
Mike?
Rotten Tomatoes.
The thing's
Uh,
junk.
But it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I feel like you gotta feel a little bit good about the good work you're doing.
Yeah.
This guy's just crying all the time.
I gotta say that was a fun debate. I was just sitting here watching it as an outsider, like listening to a podcast. So thanks, guys. But let's go to Mike about the topic on hand. Rotten Tomatoes. What are your thoughts? Or do you want to jump in and yell too?
Nah, I don't got, because honestly, going back to the Rotten Tomatoes thing, it's just, it obviously is not going to happen. I think the petition's already down too, and yeah, it's just a matter of go formulate your own opinion. First of all, go have a life is what that boils down to for that topic of the petition. The conspiracy, from this to Ghostbusters about the whole, like, it's a conspiracy, everyone's paid shills for Marvel or whatever, and everything like that, and, like, if you don't like something, automatically you're this, and you're completely against everything else that everyone else would stand for. It's stupid. Just go watch the damn movie. If you want to support the hell out of this movie, go watch it 10 times this week. That's your choice to do so. My choice is I'll probably go watch it one more time just to kind of go over it again in my head. But, yeah, as someone mentioned before, the word of mouth is really what's going to make or break movies. And so far, people have been kind of saying what we're saying on here, what we kind of mentioned earlier, is that, yeah, it's got problems, but it's fun, and people want to have a good time, regardless of critical consensus, because, goddamn, we got, like, 16 Transformers films that keep getting pumped out. Obviously, they're making enough bank and people enjoy them enough to go watch them, so, not everything's going to be highfalutin art. So, yeah, this person just needs to get out. more often or something. Whatever.
I thought I was gonna
He needs
say
to
Get Out.
Pokemon Go himself down to the nearest movie theater and get some fresh air.
Get out, play some
Yep.
Pokemon Go. I don't know.
15,000 people signed his petition too, which I think is funny. But
Holy God, those
How much
people
of
need
that
to
was
get out
sarcasm,
too.
though?
you'd probably be surprised how much of it was just
Full on like shut down Rotten Tomatoes.
dumb. Yeah,
Like I love Sidekicks. It
So-
only got 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, so
I'm gonna start a petition against Rotten Tomatoes. I want to shut that shit down. The movie Sidekick starring Chuck Norris and Jonathan Brandis.
it is.
It only has a 13%. That's bullshit.
It is one
That's
of the greatest
bullshit.
films ever to be made.
That
That is
is.
true.
Yeah,
But if you
Jonathan
take
Brandis
Rotten
is
Tomatoes-
daydreaming about Chuck Norris everywhere.
I will.
Like, while most kids in the 90s are sitting around daydreaming about Tiffany Amber Thiessen or Pamela Anderson, this guy is daydreaming about Chuck Norris. This is a quality film, and Rotten Tomatoes needs to be shut down
Why
for
the-
giving it such a good, bad
Why
review.
the hell's he daydreaming about Chuck Norris when Winnie from the Wonder Years is right there?
Because he knows that achieving a Chuck Norris level of awesomeness would win Winnie's heart.
Chuck Norris is so fucking overrated, man. I never got the Chuck Norris appeal of stuff. So
Hey, he fought Bruce Lee.
This movie right here.
Yeah, man.
No, that was Chuck Norris in Yeti form.
Yeah.
That was his pupa stage.
It's pupa
He was
stage.
covered in a coarse fur.
Then
This has got
Bruce
Joe
Lee was just trying to
Piscopo in
help
it.
him.
Yes, oh yeah, you have to get roundhouse kicked by Bruce Lee to escape your shell,
yeah,
your coarse hair shell.
full adult.
So,
Take
Norris
hair off his
emerged.
body.
I mean, Bruce Lee will punch you so fast and so hard, it will knock 83% of the hair off your body.
I have actually not seen this movie since 1994, whenever it came out,
We
but
should really watch that.
we should watch it.
Yeah, you
It's
probably
fun.
should.
That could be a throwback.
Probably shouldn't.
Oh,
Just leave it the way it's stuck in your
I
head
knew it was
right now.
terrible when I was
Yeah,
watching
this
it, like
is
that
true.
movie No Retreat, No Surrender.
I love that
Oh,
movie.
now that is officially awesome. Steve.
Dude, I have an extended cut of that
Oh, my
movie.
goodness.
Did you say you have an
So-
extended cut of that movie?
I knew it was terrible when I was
Why?
watching it, but I
Why
loved
was
it
there ever
anyway.
one made?
Because there's a DVD copy of it, and the only way you can get it on DVD is the extended cut.
Are you and Mike ever doing The Last Dragon? Does that qualify for the movies that you guys do?
Didn't
Did you
we
already
do
that
the
one?
last? Didn't somebody do the Last Dragon with me? Did I just watch it because I like it?
You probably just watched it.
That's one
Probably
Bruce
did.
Leroy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
show enough.
If you guys,
Show enough.
if you guys are watching that movie, I'm definitely down.
Okay.
Anyway, ABC is in talks with Lucasfilm to bring Star Wars to ABC.
Of course.
But isn't ABC Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
isn't
all
Lucasfilm
one
Disney?
conglomerate.
Yes.
So how are they?
They're in talks with themselves. They're
Yeah.
Well,
they're looking into a mirror.
It's the owners.
They're making hand
Disney's
puppets
like,
and just.
It's like the
we
Gollum
will not.
scene.
We will not air Star Wars on your channel, sir. It's like, come on, man. We're a good channel. We're ABC. We got the Olympics, 2016 Rio, baby.
Well, technically, Disney keeps all their companies separate, so I understand it. I just wish they were talking to Netflix, because if you look at the Marvel formula, the Marvel Netflix is a lot better than the Marvel ABC.
Yeah,
There's
just
only
'cause-
one Marvel ABC though.
Well, there was more.
Oh, if you count Agent Carter, that's
And then there was
Oh.
supposed to be another one, but it got shelved because apparently, well, there's two more. There was supposed to be a spin-off of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They were going to take the only two good characters on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then put them on their own show.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, Coulson was going to stay on Agents.
Let
Shield.
Agents of
Everybody
S.H.I.E.L.D.
loves
slowly
Coulson,
die.
right?
hmm
And that chick.
That shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ben, you guys want to see Star Wars on ABC?
Agent May. That's the one.
Star Wars on ABC. I think that could work. 'Cause, Star Wars, it's always been kind of PG, light PG-13-ish kind of stuff. Not like some of the stuff Marvel's doing with Netflix, like the Daredevils and Jessica Jones. Those are more mature stories. They always have been. Star Wars could work well on ABC.
The only thing I'm afraid about it going to ABC is ABC has to get views, right? Ratings. They have to. So they almost have to Max, one of Max's things with Star Wars is how they shrink the universe to keep making it smaller by making everybody related to one another. And I almost feel like if you put a show on ABC, you're just going to do more of that because you do need to put characters in that people have heard of, or you're not going to get that mass audience that a network channel like ABC would demand.
I got it. See, they could pull it off if they only did holiday specials.
That's worked well in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's worked really well in the past, so much so that we get wasted like 20 minutes into it and can't fucking finish it to do a review for our YouTube channel.
We try so hard.
We're going to try again next year. When Mike comes into town, we're all going to get together. We're all going to sit around. Yeah, this year. We're all going to sit around a table. I'm going to have a lot of liquor, and every time they do something stupid, we're going to do a shot and then review the movie. Actually, we're going to do a commentary. We're going to do a commentary this year.
So basically, you're saying we just all get a bottle and just continually...
We're just going to be chugging the bottle, which I'm sure that's what Mike wants to think about right now.
Oh, masturbation chair time, chug the bottle.
Mike, your thoughts on this news? Star Wars ABC?
Fine. I really don't care. It's we're going to get a new Star Wars movie for every subsequent year for the next 20 years probably. If you're going to put more Star Wars out there, sure, why not make it a weekly show? Hopefully they don't do what they've been doing to the Marvel ABC stuff where they queued it up a lot to make it ABC family friendly, essentially. And just give us an interesting show. Other than that, I don't know, what would you want to see a weekly ABC Star Wars show about anyways, that you're not already getting in the movies or on other Star Wars series?
I honestly always thought an Old Republic show on Netflix would be pretty cool, or a bounty hunter show on Netflix could be kind of cool. Almost do like an anthology kind of series where you tell a different story each week.
I mean, either way, I can't speak about the quality of a weekly syndicated show like that or a weekly show like that because the budgets will probably be murder. They're going to blow all their budget on like a killer pilot, and then the next season's going to be just people walking in and out of rooms.
Nothing but the Senate.
Trade federations.
You could see like the dolly board. They've got the cool Senate things on. They're just like pushing them across the floor.
Star Wars, the 2016 holiday special starring Jar Jar Binks.
Senatorial debate.
I think
Grandpa Stitchy's masturbation chair is back, and it's Gungan.
No, they couldn't possibly have Grandpa Itchy's fucking masturbation chair in this day and age. I mean, like, they got away with it back in the 70s, but there's no way that would fly now. Like, I was watching Sanford and Son, and I was like, there's no way on television now.
Well, no. They would just make them Wookiees, and then you couldn't tell. I mean, what do you think the Wookiees are talking about in the holiday special?
Oh man, but no, I think it could be good. I could do with like a cool, gritty, procedural like cop drama, Star Wars cop drama. You know, so they need to do what Marvel is doing. You know, like the best Marvel movies are a certain type of movie that just happens to have superheroes in it. So you like a good spy movie, you watch Winter Soldier, it just happens to be about Captain America. And you want a good cop drama movie, you watch Dark Knight. Dark Knight. That one's a cop movie, it just happens to be Batman. Yeah, so
comic.
That's how I feel. Like they could, as long as they're doing, they don't have to have all the main characters, because I think Star Wars itself is popular enough to carry, its own. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be about fucking Luke Skywalker. Not everything is about Luke Skywalker. So if you could,
unless it was the adventures of a younger, whinier Luke. He was like 12 years old.
I don't know if I can tolerate that.
I gotta go get some power converter.
That's probably the only person
Station.
I want to die for Joffrey. Yeah, that would equal Joffrey levels of. No way, dude. Oh God, Luke Skywalker is such a
Dude, it's the Skywalker family in general.
Yeah,
Even Kylo Ren is whiny.
Generation to generation.
They got the whiny genes.
The
Scary
whiny genes are
flying
strong with
elephant
this one.
nose thing is still living in town.
the shit teaching. I mean, just stereotype after stereotype. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That was just, what were we talking about? ABC Star Wars.
That works with the Star Wars cop drama.
Yeah, you know, fits profile, pulls him over. No, but I think as long as they have an idea, you know, of something they want to do, not just like, okay, let's jam pack as much Han Solo and Jar Jar Binks in here as we can, grab the money and run, then you know it could be good stuff. But you know, we'll have to see. It's probably going to be more for kids than anything else, so I don't know that I'm going to get too into it. I really like the more adult stuff on the like the Clone Wars and the new one,
Rebels.
Star Wars Rebels. Yeah, like when they get kind of, you know, a little more deep, a little dark, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Clone Wars was a great series. I love that.
I don't know what the whole thing. There's definitely some solid parts, but you know, again, it's mostly for kids. So if you're more down for that, then like it's really good. But it depends on the market they're going for, whether I'm going to be interested or not. And if they what they really need to do is have a plan, and have a plan for when it goes well, and have a plan for and have a plan for when it doesn't go well. You know, it's like we're not getting to people because the stories aren't getting across, or they're not. Figure out what you're doing wrong, but don't just have a knee-jerk reaction like, "Hey, we're putting it out. Oh, everyone hates it. Hey, we're pulling it." You know, like
Yeah.
So yeah, that's and you know it's all Disney anyway. So you know, like you're not losing anything to put your own stuff on your own network. Like
Max Phillip has some stuff to say.
all right, I'm sorry, Philip. What do you got to say, bro?
I really like Clone Wars. It's one of my favorite TV series of all time. I hope that they continue that for Star Wars. ABC.
All right, child, Philip.
I don't know.
Have a good one.
I just know Philip liked Clone Wars, so I wanted him to defend it.
I mean, it's not all. Again, it's a little too kiddie for me in a lot of parts. I hate the little sidekick. But
Ahsoka?
yeah.
Did you watch the whole series?
Yes, I did. And yeah, I know.
Yeah, she was annoying as crap in the beginning, but as
She's
the series
back
went
now
on,
in Rebels.
She showed up in Rebels, yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the Clone Wars, she was like one of my favorite characters by then.
She was all right at the end of it, but then, you know, it's just like again, that was when they were getting a little darker,
Right.
and everything was a little better. But
All right, everybody.
You know, like 2/3. It's just like okay, no, the kid.
Everybody that sat through our profane-laden podcast and Max and Ben yelling at each other.
Hey, for once, I didn't swear
He didn't swear.
at all. Like 0%.
Well,
Wow.
shit.
Well, we got to work on that.
Yeah.
We've even got Rondell to spell out cuss
Usually I
words
can
on the
take this
podcast.
NC-17 in 2 seconds flat. Like, held back.
I mean, we did have a whole 15-minute conversation about the things missing thing.
Anyway, it is time to discuss Columbus Comic-Con. I want to give a shout out to our buddy Domo Batman. It was really nice meeting you and getting to spend some time with you. Thank you again for shouting us out on the video that you recorded last night. We appreciate the attention you draw towards our channel. You've become a good ally in this space, so thanks again. But we had Columbus Comic-Con, and I know that's why a lot of people are watching this right now. We are giving away a $100 Visa gift card. And let's just talk about some of the cool stuff. We got to meet Muse, Jason Muse, this little bun that he has his hair up in. It was awesome. Cause, yeah, the surprise for me, I don't know about you guys, was Sam Jones.
Yeah, that guy was really cool. No, he was a lot of fun.
What's going on the couch?
No, he's just like a really, really cool guy. I didn't expect that. It's very warm. We got over to his booth, and he's taking pictures of these pop dolls. He's like, I got the Trump and I got the Hillary pop dolls. I think these things are hilarious. And he's taking a picture of them to send them to somebody. I don't know why. It's just like, that's awesome. You know, like, hey, I'm not really busy right now, so, you know, we kind of caught him doing whatever he wanted to do, and he's taking pictures of pop dolls. But he's a really cool guy. He gave us a shout-out. Did we put that up yet, that video going?
No, I got to work. My editing software is not working. It's been a nightmare, but I'm working on it.
Blaming the editing software, not the editor. Or
well, one, the editor has been so busy this week, but this weekend I tried it. I just gonna need a little bit more time.
This guy, excuses all the time. Well, I mean, we're gonna get Jason. We're gonna crack the whip, get him to work,
We'll get Max to edit it.
Get those videos up, Jason. But no, Sam, he was that guy. I call him by his first name because we're super tight.
Yeah, he recorded a promo for our channel, which we got to get edited down and sent out.
He had a really cool. He had a good panel.
We did a wormhole there.
I did my first celebrity interview. Max made me do it with Nicholas Brendan.
I mean, like, I can't be the only one interviewing people.
I was nervous, but I thought I did really well. But the one thing I took away from this interview with Nicholas Brendan is the guy kind of took his role on Buffy a little too seriously. Like, I liked his character on the show, but he was a secondary character. Like, he was in no way, like, the important part of the show. But if you talk to him about the show, he thinks he was the, like, title character.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like the Zeppo, that was all about
He
him.
saved
That's
everything.
all about how he is the most important character.
Well, he kind of is, because, he's got to relay all the smart stuff that's going on and put it out there for the audience. He's almost the audience's conduit into the show, so I do get that to some degree.
But Xander's the rock of the show.
I know, he's the conduit.
Everybody else like runs around and is like, oh, now I love vampire guy. Whoop,
yeah,
now
Xander's the one that's constant throughout the series. Buffy starts here, changes, dies, comes back. Oh, I saved the world, dies again. Willow's like, oh, I'm Willow, I'm happy Willow. Oh, I'm evil Willow, I'm gay Willow. And goes on and on.
Yeah,
Xander's, boom, rock.
Yeah, even
Like
werewolf dude is like, hey, I'm all cool, and oh god, now I gotta run away. And then,
Dan, what was something that stood out to you this weekend, last weekend?
I thought Jason Mewes was awesome. I didn't go to his panel. I thought he was awesome because he's the only like celebrity dude that like walked the floor, and it was really cool because you'd see him and we'd be like Mewes, and he'd be like yeah, and then some guy would walk up and try to shake his hand, and he would shake his hand like give him like a friend hug, and say thanks without breaking stride, and he just kept walking. That takes talent.
Years and years of practice.
Yeah.
The man is a consummate professional.
And he bought a samurai sword, and that was cool.
Hey, Mike. I'm sorry, Dan.
I also like meeting. What was that dude's name, Mike?
Horror Show Jack.
Horror Show Jack. There we go. Because he made cool-ass modified stuffed animals that are nightmare fuel. And those are very, very cool to look at. But all in all, it was a cool weekend. I had a lot of fun.
Hey, Mike, what stood out to you?
Definitely the Mewes panel. I had fun just listening to him talk. Because him and Kevin Smith, I can just listen to them talk ad nauseum about whatever subject, and they really get into it, and it's maybe like repetitive, but at least it's engaging and entertaining. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff. It definitely went by really quick for me. I feel mainly because we were doing a lot more work than we were last year, I think, and that's good in and of itself. But yeah, it was a fun time. A lot of stuff stuck out to me. Waiting in line for photos and talking to you guys about the James Marsters biopic that we're gonna put together, starring Tommy Wiseau, was kind of fun.
The greatest movie in like 4
Nicholas
years.
Brendan is in it too.
Brendan's playing James Marsters.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll get into it. We'll save it for the other podcast. If you like the sound of where this is going, wait until we get this podcast together. It'll be in full swing.
Yeah. I mean, it was little things like that, but it's always a good time. It's always a fun time. It was really cool to see the floor be a little bit more opened up with the gaming and stuff like that. That was kind of neat. And yeah, hopefully next time even more fun.
One of the things that stood out to me is our first panel Friday night. They messed up our time. We were supposed to be live at 5, right? That was the time that it
we were
said
supposed to be
on the
at
paper.
5:30, right?
Yeah.
In the paper it said 5:30, and then on the sign it said 5.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to be there at 5, and they messed up the time. But the thing that stood out to me is we had people there at 4:50 waiting for us to go on at 5:30. Like, that was really cool. I thought that was really cool because we would have had anybody at our panel if people didn't get there that early to even watch us. So it stands out to me.
The best part of that was the dude who showed up on time as far as the paper was concerned and was fucking pissed that he missed most of the podcast. It was. I was like, holy crap! I didn't think anyone would
Yeah,
possibly
yeah.
care.
That dude's awesome.
Yeah,
And he was a guy from last year that came.
Yeah, no,
So-
yeah, I ran into him that night, and he's like, I came Friday night to see you guys, and then I only got to see you guys for 10 minutes, and then they took you off. He's like, I went and formally complained to the director of this thing because that's bullshit.
I was just like, wow. Like that was like when they came by for the autograph last year. Like that was that moment for me when this dude was just like, I can't believe I missed you guys, and I'm just like, us?
Hey.
Well, no, the second panel, this is another thing. My wife pointed this out to me, is as everybody was leaving, one of the people was like, wow, those guys were actually entertaining. I did not expect that. So that stands out to me. And, when we do these panels, the chemistry between us, I think, showcases a little bit more because a lot of our stuff is off the cuff, and when we can interact and be quick with the people watching us, it's why we like doing this with each other.
That's just what the panel should be. I mean, I know you have to turn in topics for panels. Just get the most outrageous sounding titles that'll draw people in, and then we'll just bullshit for 45 minutes on anything.
I think next year I'm just going to try to turn in the topic, join the Three Geeks podcast for a live recording, be a part of the fun, something like that. But it's
got to be eye catching. It's got to be something like
be on our podcast.
Yeah.
No.
But it's funny, as we were waiting in line for James Marsters, which I'm the only one who actually made it through the whole wait of that line because I promised my daughters. It went from me and the podcast getting a photo, and then I was going to do it with my children afterwards, to everybody leaving, and then me and my daughters getting a photo. But, man, that line was a lot longer than it may or may not have been worth.
Who was the last person to leave?
I know Max was trying to hang in there with me. I let him go. I let him off the hook.
Okay, you said go.
I did. I let you off the hook. Poor guy, he was bored. He was on his phone.
Like, yeah, I could give a fuck less about James Marsters.
Yeah.
No offense, James Marsters. I'm sure he's a great guy. But, Buffy wasn't ever my thing. Not a huge fan. Oh, I did like him as a Channel 3 cameraman. What movie was that?
House of the Dead.
Yeah, House of the Dead, Channel 3 cameraman. Check it out. He does.
Or no. Shit. The remake of the one with the skeletons.
Okay, that movie. But no. So, but I did wait it out. I was there, man. Solidarity.
So as we were waiting in that line, Kevin Sorbo passes us, and Max sees him, and he goes, Hercules, Hercules, and Kevin Sorbo turned and looked at us. And then later on that day, me, Dan, and one of our friends, and Mike all went over to Kevin Sorbo's booth and got our photo taken with him, and he was all about the business. He's just like, all right, what do you want? Picture? Cool. So I'm just wondering if maybe he recognized us from being with the guy that was yelling Hercules.
That was done out of love, okay? Kevin Sorbo in the Hercules, the Wonderful Journey or whatever it's called, Legendary Journey. No, I used to watch that all the time when I was a kid. I got no hate. I guess Kevin Sorbo more recently has done some more polarizing work, but I remember Hercules, man, and I just wanted to show my support in the funniest way possible.
For an old 90s show.
If it was Xena, I would have done the same thing, except it doesn't make as much sense.
You would have done her scream.
Yeah. And clap like this, too.
So I'm walking, this is towards the end of Sunday, I'm walking to the back of, I want to tell Rondell something, and I see Rondell kind of standing away, almost stalking Nichelle Nichols. So I get curious, and I walk up closer, and he's talking to the security guard, and then the security guard lets him through the exit to go talk to her. And I walk up a little closer, and then the security guard starts signaling for me to go through. So Rondell made it possible that I got to talk to Nichelle Nichols and shake her hand. So that was pretty cool, too, because that photo op was expensive. And I got to see one of my childhood crushes up close and personal, Amy Jo Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
We're still on the show.
Who made my day. Like, if you go to a Jason David Frank panel, he could tell you, like, what happened on whatever episode of Power Rangers. He can get in depth. You ask her what happened, she gives you an honest answer. Max, tell the folks the story since you're the ones who got it out of her.
What I thought was hysterical was she didn't remember half the crap people were asking about. She's like, yeah, I was on a kid's show and I, didn't really care. No, like she's just, it's so long ago, 20 years or longer.
You're not gonna tell the real story?
I'm gonna tell the real. I just thought it was funny that she didn't remember hardly anything from Power Rangers. But then, she told the story about how she was dating one of the dudes who, a grip or something like that, and like she ended up smoking pot with him, and then she's hanging out in her Power Rangers, her uniform and everything. He's like in a Megazord, like I have no idea what's fucking going on. I think I would have a moment of crisis too if I was stoned and like in my Blue Ranger Power Ranger outfit, like oh wow. But no, it was really cool. Her panel was a lot of fun.
Awesome. We have a winner. Christy, who runs our social media, has picked out our name, Miss Sandy Smith. You are the winner of the $100 Visa gift card. It will be delivered to VGMX on Schrock Road on Friday. You can pick it up from me. I'll be there till 4 o'clock. We can get a photo op.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's the winner.
Yeah.
Winner of our contest.
Hercules!
So we're running low on time, but let's get into our Killing Joke review. Throwing this at the end. I wanted to give
House on Haunted Hill. Sorry.
There we go.
House on Haunted. That's a good movie.
Man.
He is good in that movie.
Yeah, for
I
3 seconds he's in it. He goes,
remember
whoa, and holds the camera.
Yeah, man. You believe it, though.
You believe it.
You believe that? Whoa.
You'll believe a man can hold the camera and say, whoa.
So The Killing Joke. I have not read this comic book, so I'm going at it as somebody who's just seen this film. And everything up to the point, spoilers, up to the point where Batgirl gets shot, I had a really hard time making it through. It was kind of boring. No offense to the people who made this movie, but as soon as that moment happens, I feel like the movie got a lot better. I liked going into the Joker's backstory a little bit. I enjoyed seeing Batman and the Joker's interactions, especially at the end. I like how the movie ended. It was fun to hear Kevin Conroy back as Batman and Mark Hamill back as the Joker. Those guys are really fun to hear, I guess, working with each other again. But Max, you're our Batman guy. What was your thoughts, opinions?
I must have accidentally wore my Batman shirt. No, I agree. It's pretty much the general buzz that's going around. The beginning part is kind of meh, and then the Killing Joke part is the Killing Joke animated. It suffers from the book not being very long, so they didn't have there's not a lot of material to make into the cartoon. But I feel like they should have then like taken this story and maybe taken some other stories and made like 3 small short
Like vignettes.
yeah and done something like that, and they could have showcased more of the since we're getting a lot of Justice League buzz now, they could have kind of fit with the new Justice League kind of stuff, new animation for the new movies and stuff like that. But it's okay. It's a solid thing. We already did spoilers, right? Yeah. So
Spoilers.
Batman and Batgirl are they have a thing.
But that was weird.
It's not.
It kind of reminds. Have you ever seen Super? That James Gunn movie with Rainn Wilson and it reminded me of that
Ellen
scene
Page,
from Super. It was just kind of horrific. Where like she's on top of him and it's like Batman's laying there helpless, like no, don't. It's just weird. It's like all kinds of weird.
It was weird because like I always thought of Batgirl as being like significantly younger than Batman, right?
Right.
Yeah.
In the animated series, they had kind of a thing going on too in the later seasons, and in Batman Beyond, it's hinted at that they had a relationship. So it wasn't out of left field for me. I really wasn't bothered by that. What I was bothered by was the hilarious placement of that gargoyle as they pan up from Batgirl like taking off her uniform, and then there's just this gargoyle sitting there like.
Like Disney's gargoyles.
I went to the Fathom event of it, and I felt so bad afterwards because when that popped up, I was the only one who made a sound in the theater. And I was like,
that happened to me today in Suicide Squad. We're not going into spoilers, so I can't tell you when, but it definitely happened to me today in Suicide Squad.
You're talking about towards the end somewhere?
Yes.
Thinking about the same thing?
Yes.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Hopefully we're thinking about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it after the podcast. But, that
be
sucks.
an Antichrist. So.
But for the Killing Joke part of it, and you guys just saw it on regular screening, or you saw it at the Fathom event?
I rented it on Vudu and gave everybody my password.
Oh, okay.
We all paid for it.
We all paid for it. There was no sharing of passwords. I can't believe I just said that. That definitely did not happen.
Speaking for the Fathom event part, because I actually went and saw it, what was it, 2 Mondays ago, yeah, when they had the screenings. It is a DTV, and you can tell because the animation doesn't hold up on a big screen. It's not. I mean, it's good for what it is if you're gonna watch it on a small screen at home, but for like theater, it really didn't work too well. The cool part of the Fathom event was actually they had that documentary of Mark Hamill, and he was like being interviewed in London and talking about the role, talking about actually starting off with Star Wars and then getting into voice work and everything like that. The cool part was seeing clips of Batman the Animated Series on a big screen. That was actually pretty badass.
Nice.
To see that opening sequence with the thunder and lightning, and he knocks out those 2 gangsters on the rooftop. Seeing that on the widescreen, which I don't think I've seen that since Mask of the Phantasm, so that was pretty sweet. But yeah, the Batgirl stuff in the beginning of Killing Joke, I wasn't hating on it so much. I mean, I know a lot of people are kind of like, oh my gosh, sacrilege, and I'm just like, if this wasn't connected to Killing Joke, it would be perfectly fine. If it was off, like what you were saying, Max, its own thing, like maybe flashbacks for like a Birds of Prey animated thing or something like that would work. But because of the fact that I got what they were trying to do to make Batgirl more of a sympathetic character, even though I'm like, she has a pretty rough go of it in this story already. You don't need to make her more sympathetic. It was really weird tonal change from that prologue to the actual Joker stuff. Were you a little bit surprised they didn't go more of the Joker? Yeah, I thought they would go more Joker heavy, before leading up to the Killing Joke versus more Batgirl heavy. That was kind of surprising to me. I thought they would have done better to kind of follow him. He pops up for the last 45 minutes of the movie, and that's it. And he's already kind of doing his thing. There's no lead up to it. It does feel like 2 completely different movies are taking place, and you know exactly where the break is.
Oh yeah, you do, because there's a hard cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, even the Killing Joke, the end, ends the same way that the Killing Joke part begins with the rain on the ground. So, but yeah, they could have made the beginning a little better if they had something with Batgirl and the Joker, maybe, instead of some crappy crime boss you don't give a shit about.
Yeah, I wasn't vibing with it. I'm like, I get what you're trying to do because he's supposed to be proxy Joker for right now. It's like, just make him Joker at this point.
Yeah, I mean, sorry.
It's a really tame R rating. Like, the only reason it's an R rating is because of a couple of headshots. And yeah, no one says fuck, apparently. And they can say F this or friggin' this and call people bitches. But
yeah.
Dark Knight Returns was harder than this was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
You can say shit, and then followed by a friggin', and then bitch. And that's as bad as you get.
But because this is so much more disturbing material, which even the disturbing part of it, the fun house and so forth, where he's showing Gordon the pictures and everything like that, like, that went by so quick. And
the
thing is,
really edited.
Well, yeah, I mean, like it's just you don't expect it to play out that way. When you're reading the book, you turn the page and you're stuck with this picture.
Yeah,
you're looking at it, you look at all the details of it, but like happening if you're experiencing it as Gordon, they really would just be flashes.
Yeah,
and so like so that's it loses in the medium, and that's something Alan Moore really speaks to why he never really adapts any of his own stuff for because he's like, I made this for this. It's supposed to be read this
certain images stick.
Yeah, it's supposed to be experienced this way. So and that's one of the other things where it just loses out because of the medium. So I mean, like I don't feel like I can fault them for it because otherwise they just had to show you these crazy static images.
Or I mean, you could put Gordon in like some kind of weird ass movie theater and then have them pasted one by one.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's going to be boring.
Yeah.
And then you'd get the guys be like, it's supposed to be on a ride. So, I don't know.
And Commissioner Gordon, what's his name? Ray Wise wasn't doing it for me as Commissioner Gordon. he sounded way too old manish for me.
Yeah, he did. Well, I mean, one of the things about the beginning, it totally didn't make me feel that way. They were trying to follow Barbara, obviously, to get an emotional response when the Joker shoots her. But did anybody at all get that sense when she got shot? Like, oh my God,
No,
I've been following this character for 45 minutes.
Not a gargoyle.
He's gonna have it coming.
Because like you were saying, it did present a weird, conflicting tone in that, because in the stuff that came before her getting shot, it's telling a completely different type of story that all of a sudden 180, she's paralyzed now. Oh my God! And it's like, if you didn't know that going in, it would feel like a complete whiplash, because in the beginning of the movie, they actually are overtly sexualizing her quite a bit. There was a weird shot where she's quit being Batgirl and she's like jogging, and for some reason the animator was just like focused on this portion for like 20 seconds while she's jogging. I'm just like, this woman's gonna get shot and violated, so this is really unnecessary and kind of uncomfortable right now. So weird stuff, and that, like Max was saying, that's the price it pays for being adapted from such short material.
All right, let's go to the Wonder Twins at the couch. What are your guys' thoughts on the Killing Joke?
I'll tell you my thoughts on that nickname.
Just kidding.
One, it's horrible. The nickname, not the Killing Joke. Killing Joke, I thought, was, once again, just middle of the road overall. Obviously, the Killing Joke part was much better than the Barbara Gordon stuff in the beginning. I don't know. I feel like if they wanted to make it a longer movie, I could have dealt with more of the Joker's backstory to extend it out before they got into the rest of the Killing Joke. That would have made more sense to me.
Yeah, me too. I think so.
I'm sorry.
I don't like saying that, most of this I don't actually like. Because, like, the first, 25 minutes is the whole Batgirl thing, which is okay, but it's jarring when it's run against, something that I really, really liked. It'd be like having, like, Batman Year 2, but having, like, I don't know, something retarded for, like, 20 minutes beforehand, and then getting to see, like dancing Jar Jar Banks, or sitting on a couch with Ben here. So.
That's a fake laugh. So
Anywho.
But where was I? Oh yeah, I like that they kept the ending, but it just works better as a comic, So I'm stuck where I was with Under the Red Hood one.
I like the Red Hood was one of my favorites, though.
Yeah. But it's that static, frame of Batman carrying out Robin, and he's all bleeding and beaten, and I love that part. That Robin is beaten.
It is one of the most iconic images.
Yeah, and it just didn't really translate as well, I don't think. So,
quickly, tying it to Suicide Squad, did you notice in Harley Quinn's stats in Suicide Squad, one of them was like killing Robin or something? One of her traits?
Oh, no.
Nice.
It was like an Easter egg or something.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert, Robins tend to die.
I'm just kidding, Mike.
Do we get to see that part?
No, it was cool too. I liked when they were introducing her in that one. They were just like, she might be crazier than the Joker. But I thought, what was I just going to say?
Killing Joke.
Barbara Gordon. Crap. Oh yeah. I don't feel like they needed to put Batman and Barbara together, because like they're saying like now Batman's really, invested in getting her back, because they have these deep feelings for each other, and you don't need that at all, because like if it was anybody, he would be just as committed to saving them.
The whole Killing Joke thing is about the relationship between Batman and the Joker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara's like a side story to it.
And she's sitting in a hospital bed now, not getting kidnapped. So I don't.
Yeah. So I just thought it was weird that they went there, and it's like you don't need it.
Yeah, it didn't make much sense to the narrative either.
Yeah,
like
especially
he comes
since
off
they
as
downplayed that part of them violating her when he
Yeah.
and everything. So it just
well, that part of it has always been open to interpretation. A lot of people, a lot of people look more into it and say like, oh yeah, he definitely did more horrible stuff to her beyond just getting her out of her clothes and taking pictures. But yeah, Batman comes off as a pretty shitty boyfriend. Like it really was. If it had been written a little bit better than what it was and wasn't in this, it would be fine. But yeah, that next day talk where she's like calling him and he's around the docks, he's just like, "Hi." I'm like, it's like, man, this is already an awkward conversation. It's very awkward.
And the next day, it's oh, you're paralyzed. Have to go save your dad. You know, I don't know.
Anybody have anything else to add?
Go check it out though. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
For the Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill monologues, it's worth it, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, of course. Those two always do great stuff.
Just like fast forward 25 minutes into it and start watching.
Yeah.
It almost would have been better if they just released like an audio, like the audio of them reading all the lines. You could just follow along and you're killing them.
Yeah. Ooh, they can have gaffers like make the sounds.
Yeah, like I think
coconuts.
that would have been really
Just
cool.
make a motion comedy.
Hey, is there anything like that on Audible?
Oh, yeah, thank you. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com.
Segway.
Go to www.audibletrial.com/3geeks for all of your audio needs. Max, tell them a little bit more about Audible. Who should be getting Audible?
Who should be getting Audible?
Who should be getting Audible?
If you can't read, you should be getting Audible because you're missing out, and these people just read to you. So if you can't read, get some Audible. If you don't like that fresh book smell, if that turns you off, then check out Audible because you never have to deal with book smell, good or bad. Over 180,000 titles to choose from. If you're a fat, lazy guy like this guy right here, maybe you don't like going to the bookstore. So Audible.com saves you from that because that's all at your fingertips. Should I keep going, or can we stop doing this now?
You can also spend 3 months of your life listening to it and telling your friends that you're finally going to get through it and never get through it. No, I'm not.
On, man.
I've been listening to Bruce Campbell read me If Chins Could Kill, and that's a great book. Highly recommend it. Bruce Campbell is an amazing reader, just as he is an actor.
How many books has Nathan Fillion read?
None that I know of, but I will be looking into that. Nathan Fillion should read some like Han Solo books.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
That would be cool.
All right.
Anyway, that is our podcast. Check out Mike on www.youtube.com/Mike McGTV. Mike has been picking up the slack for me, and he's posted a lot of fun stuff from Columbus Comic Con on his channel, so definitely go check it out. He's got our second panel up, and I will be working on editing the first panel this week and getting that up. But congratulations to Sandy Smith for winning your $100 Visa gift card. Again, that will be dropped off Friday, so we will hit you up on Facebook for more details. And from thanks Ben for coming on today, buddy. That was
Thank you.
You fit in very well with the show. I do have to say I cannot wait for your next appearance. But from all of us at 3 Geeks Podcast, subscribe on iTunes, leave us a review. Thank you to the wonderful doctor that left a review. We all appreciate that, and have a great night. Bye.